Okay. Right. I'm gonna put this silent off. Right. Hello. We're gonna put my iPad a little bit so I can see the comments. Hello Vicky. Hello Julie. Hello Lydia. Right. Hello everyone. It's a little bit discombobulated, this one, because I, per usual, had very good intentions. Can you all hear me? Because yeah, I was expecting, you know, typical me, I had like dreams of doing it everything really properly, and then I didn't sleep much last night, so I'm all over the place a little bit. But hello Terry. Now please, any questions, put them through. I have got an iPad here so I can go through them. Hi Anne as well. Hi Norma. Please, if you any questions about them, as I said, just put them through. If I don't see them, I will go through them later on, whether it's in the video or not. Or just answering them, because you know me, I cannot really multitask much. And you know, Di always says something, but I am a bit ditzy. Hello Christine. Hello Julie again. Right, so this is the Boundless box collection, and it's a funny one because it's probably the dice that have taken the longest time for me to ever develop, and it's taken me literally, I started talking about this to make this one about 3-4 years ago, and other things have come up, and you know, I never, because it really was the idea of having a box that is big enough to actually be useful but didn't require glue, and it meant that there's lots of restrictions in terms of sizes and things like that. So finally managed, with the very patient John and Peter and the guys at Crafts, to manage to create the Boundless box. And what it is great. Thank you, June, for letting me know that you can hear me. Yeah, thank you. It's two main dies. Now, these two are absolutely essential if you want to create the box. The others are accessories, decorative elements, but these two are the essential ones. Now, I didn't want to make two die sets that are A4 that you have to buy both of them and you can only do one thing. So that is why it took so long, because this is a book wrap. So it's a 6x4, so it's smaller than the previous book, and I'll show you here. This is the 5 book, you know, like this is the book spine, right? So this is a slightly larger than a 5x7. This is the new wrap, which you can see is slightly larger than a 6x4. It still is within proportion, so it still is kind of the same proportions. It still is a nice size for a book. So you still can put your 6x4 pictures in it. You still can do it as a proper book. And here, and there will be the pages designed to go in here, but not gonna show you much, but you can see a little bit there, but it's coming up. You can see there will be pages that absolutely fit in, but that will be at a later day, because we wanted to launch the actual the actual box system first, right? So the book wrap, or the box wrap, hence what is just the wrap, is this one that creates that around it. Not right, you know, it's a single die. Let me show you to you here. And this is the die set, how it comes, and of course I put it on magnetic sheet. So this is the die that it dies, cuts everything. Now there is a die that I'm going to straight away mention, which is the little one. Now originally I designed it so you go in here, so it's kind of a tab to kind of link to the base card. I'm going to show you it here. Right, that is when you cut it, it cuts into it. So what it does is kind of holds the base, the box tray under. To be honest, I put it separately because I thought it's something that it's not essential, but I just wanted to have it there and there. So that is that die. So you probably will think, what's that die for? So that's what it is for. Then also on in here, what else do we have? We have got to make the book, so you have got the spine as well. You can use that with other things. You have got the hinge, you have got 2 lock-in tags. Again, I have made them to different sizes so you can have quickly done. The book plate, and slightly, you know, to go in as well. So you have got more possibilities. Now, these will make books if you have got the right side pages. It comes in with one, I believe, no, that's not from here. That's a different die set that comes in. Right, so that is how this one works, right? And then you have got a little heart there. Then you have got the box tray. Now this one works also completely on its own, so that can create this box, this sort of box. And what you do is, you can see it, you just like cut it twice, and then the second time you just trim those bits off. So again, works on its own, and again does not require glue, and I'll show you why not in a second. So you can use it for pictures. Again, 6x4 pictures fit perfectly. You can do this other way. And here I just put, instead of putting it in the bottom, this one is the one that goes on the top, and you can see here a perfect 6x4, so straight out of the printer basically, and then you have got that. Right, now how do they work? So let me put, hello Hazel, let me put these ones away. Oh, and then of course you have the dragonfly trinket, the wrap panels, and the accessories, Boundless accessories. And I'm going to show you, okay, I'm going to go with the pace of resistance immediately. This is actually, I did this to, it's a Miss B. It's actually little drawers with all the die cuts, and the one thing, of course, these are paper and metal, so when I do is I push from the back. I don't pull that strongly, but you can see how I have got my bits and my pieces there. This took very little time, but you definitely need to glue the sides to it. So that would be, just measure it once you have done it, because otherwise the weight over the top can have an indication. But yeah, that's what I do. Now this is one of the accessories. Now the accessories, again, you technically you don't need glue for them. I recommend glue to make them stronger. You have got like things like book plates like this, so when you have things like that, because of course that works perfectly for pens, it works perfectly for ink pads, right? So you would want to have, yeah, it does, and all this without any glue. You want to have the right labels and things like that. So this one is a very much an essential one that I think it's an essential. I love these ones. They're very decorative. This one is a kind of one that you can do the card that I shared yesterday as well. Any questions, or if I talk too fast, let me know. You know, when I get excited, I do get you know, talk too fast. I finalized yesterday some designs. Again, they will be tomorrow ready for download. Some I only designed them, finalized them yesterday, because it's just being so busy to go with all the collection. So every single die that has got, or they said that has got like a label, there will be sentiments that you can download for free, both in the group and of course on paulapascual.com. I'm trying to put on as much as possible on paulapascual.com as well, so much reference as well, so make sure that you check that out for videos and more. It's a little bit easier sometimes than the Facebook group. So yeah, just make sure that you check that. And if you're watching this on YouTube, of course, join the group and Facebook Mix with Miss Paula. But for downloads, there will be either there or as well as on paulapascual.com. The internal size of the box, Nicola, yes. Right, so the internal size of the box, let me show you that like this, because that will be the easiest way to do it. Now this is, I'm going to measure it properly, because they do say that the rule, you know, in a mat, but let's see. So this one is exactly 6 by 4 and a tiny fraction, so 6 by 4. And this has about a little bit, I would say, a little bit more than that. So I would say it's about 4 1/4, 4 1/8. I would say 4. Let's say 4 1/4. A generous 4 1/4 and a generous 6 1/4. I think that would be the best say. And the wrap is slightly larger, obviously, because it has to go through it, through that. So yeah, let's say a generous 6 1/4 by 4 1/4, which means of course, let me show you this, that the 6x4 journaling cards, say for instance from Basic Gray, they fit perfectly. And I have got here, for instance, the 3x4 cards as well, so you can have 2 sets of them in here. Now these are dies that of course require an A4 like cutting machine, but it is kind of, that's the limitations of having systems that do not require glue, that you have to have a large die cutting machine. Right, so let's show you the principles of it. So I have got prepared, I wanted to do a gray, gold and white, which I really like that color combination. Now, weight of card. Oh, something else I wanted to mention. Sorry, apologies. About the packaging. Typical me. I decided, no, it's great. There's a lot of space. I'm gonna put, like, I'm gonna do pictures in here so you can see how they work, right? I put 370 GSM. I meant 270 GSM, but you can go a little bit thicker than that, but not 370 GSM. Typical errors. And then the error here is that this should have been here, and it just didn't quite you know, kind of go in. And yes, there is gonna be a butterfly die that is gonna match this. It's not gonna be as large as the original. This one is slightly different. It's gonna be 8x6, I think it works out odd, but it fits perfectly in the pages. But again, it shows you how you can do it. This is optional, but remember, sorry, I'm going throughout. Now, for the wrap is where you can go a little bit thicker. For the base is where I kind of like it a little bit thinner. So I'm gonna go for the wrap. I know I'm speaking of 500 miles an hour. Right, so this is one of the, well, the book spine was really pushing it. This one pushes it even more. You can see that there is slight smidgen there. So this is why I kind of recommend to secure it. And I use a brand new, the low tack tape from Craftstore. It's amazing. And I just use this tool because it's just one-handed. I can do it. I looked for it again and I couldn't find it. It's one of those ones that if you ever see it in a stationery shop, like a tape dispenser, that is great. Right, so make sure you need A4 size. So if it's an American size, you're gonna miss out on a bit, but don't worry, you still can do it. As long as it's a bit from here and from here, you could still get away with it. Now, I'm using my switch, my C6 switch, and like most cutting machines from C6, the plates bend to bed. Now, it doesn't bother me. I always have said it. It's something that doesn't bother me, but I know it bothers a lot of people. So if you have got a Pro Cut or other machines that don't bend the plates, that is your option. I know that some people really rate it. Some people, I just love the C6, and I don't mind the bending of the plates. However, if it bends the plates, it does bend a bit the die, and that is what happens. But to me, it doesn't matter, and I'm just kind of full disclosure of how I am and how things work for me. Now you can see it, hopefully, yeah, you can see that it has a score. Now, one thing I will recommend strongly is to have a burnishing tool nearby, whether it is the Cool Cats Crafts, whether it is this one, which I believe soon is going to come to production from the company, hopefully. And I mean, I'm hoping. I mean, I generally don't know, but I'm just hoping that it will do. So I'm kind of just pressing down and making sure, because this card that I'm using, I can feel it that is on the heavier side. So this is about 300 GSM. And I just need to make sure that those folds are nice and burnished, because that way it gives it more stability to the card. Now, this is the wrap. It looks, the measurements much simpler than they are. They took forever to get right. And then, of course, you have got that little indentation here. Now, of course, if you wanted to make a book, then is when you put the spine here. Now, you position, and you can see kind of a slots into the crevices or the score lines, and you can see that it's flush to the edge, and you secure it and you run it through the cutting machine, and then of course that will give you what is underneath here, right? And the same system with the book plate as before, as the book spine. You just slot it down and then you pull it up, and that disguises, if you want to, the binding. But we are not making a book because the pages are not launched just yet. Right, so that we put it aside because we need to create the base, right? So for the base, this is where I kind of go like, oh, if you can go a little bit thinner, like something like 250 GSM, it would be a little bit easier, especially the first time, than using 300 GSM cardstock as I am doing now. That doesn't mean that you cannot, it's just that it's a little bit easier. And of course, you don't want to add too much bulk, but at the same time, you want a little bit of sturdiness. So you experiment, but the first one that you try, just try to get to 550 GSM, just to find the folds a little bit easier. Now, another eye that is very important from the base tray is this one, the box tray, is this one, not the other ones. The other ones have to create aperture, but this one, the thinner one, the larger rectangle, because this one you will need, and I'm gonna go for pink this time. I was gonna say I'm in a pink mood, but considering that always all my brands that I have developed in the craft industry have had pink as the main color, I would say that I'm always in a pink mode. I'm gonna die cut that one, and I'm gonna also go ahead because it's always good to I'm gonna take the other rectangle from this one is for the panels, and you can see that they're slightly different in sizes. So the panel is a little bit taller, the wrap panel, but that makes sense because they are all designed to fit, and people don't realize how much something like this takes. Now we have got the box here. One of the things that you will notice is a little indentations here and here. You remember when I was mentioning that tab in here. Now if you want to create that, you would have to cut from here to here using a craft knife or a blade trimmer. But personally, like as I said, this is an option just so you can do it if you wanted to. Any questions, please make sure that you put them through. Right, hi Julie, hi Sharon, hi Sandra, hi Suzanne. Right, again, burnish those folds, train those folds, because I'm using, especially now, I'm using that thick card, so I'm not making things easy for me. I'm making it quite hard because I'm just demonstrating with the, you know, a thick card, right? And then going in. You know, the thing is, when you try to give more information, like in the packaging, I'm kind of kicking myself now because I'm thinking, oh, I made that error of saying 300, you know, the base tray from 250 to 370 GSM when I meant actually 270. But you know, that's what happens, you know, like I don't have the attention to detail, hence why I also, you know, spelling mistakes and so much more. Now here you have to be very careful when you fold, you know, first kind of press down against it, and this is because of the wrap, this hole. You will see exactly how it works. So I have done all the main folds, and then to do the kind of the diagonal folds in here, just press down like this and then press like that. That kind of works like this. You can see it, right? Will any mix up on YouTube? I will put this this one, hopefully I can download it and put it onto YouTube. At the minute I'm so, like, literally I don't have time at all to make anything extra than what I'm doing, so it's difficult for me to do specific YouTubes. I'll try later on, but I cannot say that it's going to happen in the next month because it's just super busy. But if there is always requests, I can do them, especially if there are requests in this group. Abigail, it's nice that you can make it. Hi, Rizwana as well. Right, so we have now here the two rectangles. Now, not to confuse them, right? Remember that the longer one, so this one goes for the panel and this one is the one for this one, right? You will soon find out. Right, so let me, which one is which? Let me put, sorry, I need some to charge my iPad so I can read your comments, because otherwise I'm missing out. So everything going. Right, so once you have element like this, what you do is, the best way that I found is you do the sides, one of the sides first, and then you kind of go in, like, it kind of locks in itself. I don't know how to explain it. And then you do the second one, and then that looks, and then you can see it's like, oh, but that doesn't look neat. And of course it doesn't, but the reason is I couldn't put this element here because it wouldn't fit in an A4, and therefore it would be a smaller box, which means it wouldn't fit a picture, it wouldn't fit it wouldn't be useful, you know. I wanted a useful size. So this is why you have got this rectangle that then goes in here, and that keeps those sides in there. Now if this happens, what all you need to do is to make sure that those folds are nice and indented, so kind of you go in back in there with those, and then that burnishes a lot more. Now sometimes what happens is that you need another piece of card, but this kind of works for me. That kind of sort of, it's perfect that way. You can go for a thicker card if you want it. Now assembling, right, so we have got this element here, and what you need to do is just gently press it like this, so this one comes in a little bit, and then you can put that element, slide it in. Sorry, just kind of live demonstrations always happens that, right? Make sure that you go all the way. And this is a tight fit. It's designed to be a tight fit. And hence why you remember that piece. If you had that piece that I cut, like, what is it? That one, right? And you had cut that line, that would slot in there. Personally, I don't do it because it's just too much of a faff, and I like quick and easy. But then, that's it. That's the box. That's how you make the box. From a start to finish, you have seen. See, this is why I sometimes put a little bit of glue. Now, the other way that you can do these boxes is to do like a drawer, like a matchbook. And for that, you just kind of go in. I'm all fingers and thumbs today. Sorry, I do apologize because the lack of sleep hasn't helped me. Now this is quite tight, so, and it's designed so you can have that really nice neat thing. I tend to have, if I'm doing a matchbox sort of box, I have that on the bottom, and then have that side in there, and then there it is now. And that creates the drawer box. There it is. So that you can make this for all your pretty color inside. You can do that for, say, Mentos in here. You could put in here because they will be the right sort of size. For instance, Brilliance, Versacraft as well, right? So you have the possibilities of putting that. I don't know if for archival, I'm gonna try. Yeah, archival, those ones. Look at that. That will fit nicely as well, and you can have 9 of them. You know, it's one of those ones, isn't it, that you can use it in so many ways. Previous Boundless book, no, Rizwana. This one is slightly smaller, so all the, that was the biggest size I could make with this design. So this is a 6x4. So I'm gonna put it at first. So the previous book, which is the book spine is 5x7 generous, so it's 5, I think it's a quarter, and these ones are 6x4 and a quarter, so they will not fit. However, what they will fit is the ones that I did with the Papercraft Society, which are, you can see here, those ones will fit there beautifully. So you can see how all will work. Yeah, so the recommended weight, I would say definitely around the 250 to 70 for everything will be the best, but you can still do 300 GSM as well. So the drawer system, I mean, look at that. I mean, the pens, I have got this one is for pictures as well. So then of course you can again show in this kind of when you join them all together, glue them, put glue on the sides as well. Then what other question? Any more questions, please? Oh, the other thing that you can do, and this is my previous, passports and things like that. So important things that you can put. Also, you can see here that I have got the Julie Hickey A6 cards as well. So they fit this one. So it can be a storage for that. What else does it fit? Stamps ways. Well, obviously, let me show you this one. So the packaging tends to be a little bit bigger, so the packaging will not fit, but the stamps themselves, the A6 stamps, will fit here perfectly. So what I would do is either trim it, or I would just put like a folder there so you could have the stamps as well there. So A6 will fit in, 6x4 will fit in, and so much more. Right, so what else I wanted to show you? I think that's pretty much it. Oh yes, just gonna show you quickly the accessories, because you might not think, and this one is a good one to show. Right, so the accessories, this is the accessories, this is the dragonfly trinkets. Now this die is the die that will give you, and I think I have here a perfect example of that. Perfect, yeah. So if I show you this one, that has been cut together. I have designed those little lines, so that is exactly at half point, so you can see it. And if you're using the book plate like this one, right, for instance, this one you could put, so say for instance postcards and that. So you die cut it first. I have got a kind of a downloadable for that. I will go live tomorrow, both on my website, paulapasquale.com, and here. And then you put them like this, and that is the perfect kind of label like this. So you can write it down. Or you can, because you have got the die that's separate, right? So you can choose whether you cut it with, and I usually cut loads like this together. So I have got lots of book plates like this, and then I have got the the solid one, right? You also get in the brads now. Okay, that is more like you don't need glue, and then you have got the brads. Honestly, if I'm doing something strong, I want it to be really strong, so I would probably use real brads. That's the reality if you're gonna pull. But if it's just decorative, if you really just want to use them as like this, absolutely you can. Although to be fair, for this one, what I did, I actually used the paper brads. The only thing that I did is I did add adhesive inside to make it stronger. So yes, you can actually use them. You don't have, like, for strong purposes as well. The other thing I would say, and you can see here, there is the washers and everything. Now, if you're looking at it and you're thinking, yeah, but that's longer, that's designed so you shape it like this, press it down a little bit, and then that's why it's like a proper handle that comes in. So again, you can use it with the brads, or you can use it with glue if you prefer it. There are accessories. You are getting also flour, because it would be rude not to. This is also something that I really want, but there was a space and I was thinking, what can I do? Well, things that you can put words in here, but of course what I have done is one of the downloads, and I hope that I have got time, but that's time to do the ones for the distress. This is the Versifying, and this is just to show you that you can do that. Label will perfectly fit in here, and then you can do another one with that for the color, the colors, or you can do like this one, but I think it looks better the other way, but then you can do the color then. So now I have got all of them, all my ones labeled. That will be a free download. And of course, what you just do is you just place that there and it will die cut them. I recommend to put tape, you know, tape with that comes with a film, put it in here and then die cut it. Right, what else you are getting in here? Obviously, the side panels. This will coordinate with something else that is coming up in August. The panel here, where did I put it? I put everything away and then I don't know where I'm putting it. Anyway, that is another panel. You can see out here. So that one coordinates. This one coordinates with the panel, side panel from that one. Right, so this is the wrap panel, which by the way has got so many options. It's just beautiful. Love that. It's a traditional geometric pattern, and I did it a slightly different this time. I wanted, let me talk about this one actually, because that's a good point. It's a slightly different than most geometric patterns. Now the reason I designed this one like this is because I wanted something that it was a little bit different, that you could use it in kind of random ways as well. So when you put it like this, obviously you need some vellum. It will have that kind of element of openness, right? So then when you have, let me show you this one, right? So you can use pieces there, but when you have like this, you have an element that you can then put things there. Obviously be careful because that will pull a little bit, but you have the ability to then just put things like that. And I like things like that. I like the idea that you can put in here, or you can put notes as well. That would be journaling cards or pockets. That is the idea of doing those ones. And you have got two, so you have got lots of possibilities. And again, on the packaging, by the way, the packaging for the accessories explains those ones as well. And the packaging showcases some of the possibilities, and you also have got downloads for messages in here as well. So lots of possibilities, the whole collection. Then we have got the dragonfly trinkets. I never done a dragonfly before, and I thought, oh, this was gonna be the year. Now everybody's doing dragonflies, but there is one that this one will fade as well. That was designed to fade horizontally. And by the way, I think Jane and both Archangel and Carol, who have been my angels for this release, have made one which is the proper one, which was what I originally intended to do, which was to have them like this, right? So it will fit perfectly like a window, like a specimen. Archangel has done a beautiful tower of specimens like entomology as well, which by the way I have done the labels for finally. Right, so I think that's it. Oh yeah, the dragonfly. So the larger one, you have got an Indian and outie, so you can do it either way. And then you have got two of the smaller one with the intricate and the other one. Again, you have got, will have the download with all these ones. It will be on the website. I think it's going to be 2 downloads because it didn't allow me to put the file as it was. So I have done 2 downloads as well in there. But again, you will get all the words. And currently for free. I don't have plans of charging for those ones, but you never know, you know. Right. Any questions? Let me see. Any questions? Does Paula actually sleep at night? No, well, last night I didn't sleep. And to be honest, a lot of the time I'm constantly thinking of new ideas. There is more questions. Any more questions? Any more questions? I'm gonna because I think this is pretty much it. The release, the creative. It's a weird. I'm not gonna lie. This is a weird release because for me it's like the most useful release that I have ever done for myself. All these are pictures, like literally. This is, you know, like I have got now my selection of pictures and I can have them vertically and or horizontally and go it. So for me, this is like the most useful release that I have ever done for myself. But at the same time, think, oh, is it boring? Is it not like, you know, I don't know. Is it not pretty enough? I don't know. So I'm kind of all over the place about it. Hence why I didn't sleep last night. But I hope that you guys love it, because you guys are, I do this for everybody, for, you know, for you guys at home. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do now? So I have crafted in this little Facebook Live and giving you some time to think any other questions. Is it live on the website? Right. This is, I have get the question, and I have to say, I think it is live, but I do not know if the price is gonna come down tomorrow. So I would wait. I know I would wait until you get the email. If you don't get the email from Create and Craft, do make sure that you subscribe. I know it's gonna go to shops as well, but I'm not sure what, like, you know, they do have exclusivity, Create and Craft. Yes, I am using glue because you can use glue, right? It's just like, you have got all the dice to not use glue, but if you want to, by all means, do use glue. So it's one of those ones, isn't it? And in fact, I would say that if you are going to do the Matchbox system, it's always good to put a little bit of glue. It's always going to be a little bit smoother. But there it is, pretty color. I know that these ones are going to be pretty colors. I have in the downloads, I have put also super smooth, because that's the other thing I did the other day. I had the Tsukiniko show, right? And I like to demonstrate with A6 pieces of card, because it's just, I feel that I'm not wasting as much card when I'm doing just techniques. And, or the distress, for instance, I did a lot of distress, right? So I have got all these ones ready to use. So this is perfect to put them in here, right? And then you kind of have the super smooth cards or distress or backgrounds. I think there is a background one. There is, see, there's dragonflies, these Versafines as well. So there's all those ones in here that, remember, a free download. One thing I would say now, again, if you are going to use this on a daily basis as a Matchbox, I tend to put a little bit of glue in here as well. And there's nothing wrong that you cannot say that you cannot put glue anywhere else. It's just that I just wanted to showcase that you can not use glue. And you know what? That looks really nice, doesn't it? If you do A6 cards, this is a great way to store them, and you could have them here. And this is lightweight. It's only two and a half pieces of cards. So you can make these boxes for what, less than 50p? Oh, you're Nicola, you are so sweet. You are so adorable. Right, anyway, I think this is towards the end, and thank you for joining me. Any more questions, put them in. If you are watching this at a later date, put the questions. As soon as I can see the question and I can answer, I will do that. Thank you so much for joining, and remember, this is launching tomorrow at 6 p.m. on Create and Craft, tomorrow Friday the 14th, 6 and 9, and then I think Saturday 10 and 2. Right, thank you so much. Any questions, message me, and then remember the downloads will be live on my website and here tomorrow morning. Bye, thank you so much.